Hey, this is Brian with the Dynamic Lead, and Mr. Romney is out here with me today, and we're going to demonstrate how to do the power loop. And so he's never had it on him before, so this is going to be a first time for him. So when you're doing that figure eight or the power loop, you definitely want to have one of these backups added to your leash. And so what I'll typically do first is clip this backup in to the flat collar, because when I'm making this big loop, which you guys see, I'm making this big loop here. So I'm putting it on just like a regular slip lead, but I already have him backed up in case for whatever reason he gets spooked or something and he bolts and he gets out of this leash. I already have him in the backup. So you put on the leash over the head like normal, take this loop, do a little twist, and then this goes over their muzzle like so. And then you just adjust it so the ring, the brass rings, and right in between his ears, then slide down your stopper. Just make sure you get it all kind of pushed back so it's not pinching on their lips or anything. And then what I like to just to teach them from the beginning is a lot of times dogs have issues just with that pressure on their muzzle. And so you'll find the same thing if you put a halty on a dog or a gentle leader, they kind of paw at it. And so what I'll do is try and teach them at this point, this pressure that they feel now is neutral. And so the way I do that is I'll add a little bit of pressure by just pulling up, holding, and releasing, right? And you can see there's a big release in him when I drop the leash altogether. So I'll put a little pressure and release it. I'll put stronger pressure, release it. Little pressure, release it. Hi, buddy. Now he's looking at me and there's no pressure. So if I put pressure on, release it. Pressure on, it just gets him used to understanding where neutral is. So right now, this is neutral pressure. Now some dogs will try and paw at it, which I'm surprised he's not doing it, but they'll try and paw and pull a loop off. So a lot of times, I'll just kind of walk them, and as they start pawing at it, I'll apply pressure, and once they stop pawing, I'll let it go. Sometimes I'll clip in a regular leash into here, and I'll guide them with this. If they start pawing, I'll guide them with this. And when they stop pawing, you know, I'll release that pressure. Or if they paw, I'll just go up and calmly pull their paws off. But when they do paw at it, I'm gonna hold that pressure. So when they're pawing, they're feeling this pressure. And if I take their paws away, I'm gonna relax this pressure right away. So I show them that when you're trying to paw it off, there's pressure. When you stop pawing it off, there's no pressure. You know, another way that you kind of help work them through that is if you put just another slip lead on, and you kind of use that pressure, which a lot of times dogs can be used to that pressure. So I can use this pressure to kind of guide them to understand the figure eight pressure, right? So here I'm just using the figure eight. So if I move, I'm applying pressure. When he moves, there's no pressure. If I apply pressure, he moves. When he's moving, there's no pressure. So see, I bring him back in here, I put up pressure, he sits, there's no pressure. You see, so now he's feeling neutral pressure. So he's doing really well, you know, accepting this. Some dogs really can struggle with it, and sometimes it just doesn't work for that particular dog. And so you just maybe try just going just with a straight slip lead. But he is doing awesome. Sit. So see, I'm adding pressure, asking him to sit. We move, there's pressure, he moves, there's neutral pressure. All right? So there you have it. That's how you do the figure eight. That's how you help a dog work through it if they're struggling with it. Again, I'm just going to be very calm. If they pull their head down low and they're fighting at it, you'll see me come underneath here and support them with kind of guidance, bringing them up. But all the while, I'm keeping this pressure on until they relax, and I relax my hands and I relax the leash. So sometimes you just have to be very patient, work them through it. They'll accept it as they sit here sometimes, but as you move, then they want to argue about it. Or if it's a dog that's being reactive to other dogs and the dog passes by and he can't do his normal behavior, he's going to struggle and try and get this off because it's blocking some of that behavior, and sometimes it can create a little frustration in the dog. So you just got to kind of be patient with them and just kind of guide them through it and work them through it. But he did awesome for his time never having one on, so we're going to let him off the leash and tootle around the yard.